the first guiding principle for early intervention from ASHA is that services are family-centered and culturally and linguistically responsive. So the focus is on the child and the family. That's why in early intervention, they have individualized family service plans versus the IEP for school-age children, which are the individualized education plans. The second principle is that services are developmentally supportive and promotes the children's participation in their natural environment. So this is why clinicians go into the child's home or their daycare setting. They're wanting to have what is most natural to them. The third guiding principle is that services are comprehensive, coordinated, and team-based. And finally, services are based on the highest quality of evidence that is available. So this goes back to evidence-based practice, which, like I said earlier, is a combination of research and what you yourself have learned as a clinician over the years, and then also what the family wants. So for today, we're going to be focusing on number 1 and number 3 of the guiding principles, that services are family-centered and that services are team-based. So these in combination remind us that the most important family, or the most important member of the team, is the family. So while the family is the most important member of the team, every team needs a coach to guide them along the way. And this is where the therapist steps in the coaching model of early intervention. So determining what exactly it means to be a coach in early intervention has been a topic of much debate. The generally agreed upon definition comes from Sheldon and Rush. They are famed researchers in this area, and their definition is that coaching is an interactive process of observation and reflection in which the coach promotes a parent's or other care provider's ability to support a child's participation in everyday experiences and interactions with family members and peers across settings. That's a mouthful right there. So let's break it down a little bit. So the coach, the speech therapist or other interventionist, promotes the learners, which is the parent or other caregiver, promotes their ability to support the child in being and doing within the context of their typical routines and activities. So its purpose is to build parents in both competence and confidence to independently implement strategies. That's the important part, is that as a coach, you are giving the parents the ability to do these strategies on their own at home when you're not around. So the importance of involving parents in therapy has always been recognized, although in different ways. Coaching is a relatively new idea in early intervention, though. Previously, families have been involved in parent training and parent education programs. In the more recent years, the shift has been away from this passive role into a more collaborative and team effort. So that's where coaching was born. Here's just a little comparison of traditional therapy and coaching. So in traditional therapy, the interventionist goes into the home. It's the therapist and the child, one-on-one interaction. The therapist is providing the direct intervention. They have one client. Usually the parent observes the session or they're not even there. At the end of the session, you would give parents suggestions of how they could do this at home. And usually this is done twice a week for 50 minutes. So the total time of intervention is 2 hours per week. Using the coaching model, in which the parent is the primary interventionist, there are 2 clients, the child and the parent. The parents are active the entire session. They are the ones that are doing the therapy. Parents are skilled in the strategies, so they learn from you how to do these correctly, and then they implement them later on. So they get 2 times a week for 50 minutes with the speech therapist present, and then the parent would implement these same strategies throughout the entire day during daily routines. So this adds up to a total time of 37 hours a week of therapy. And if you think about it, using the coaching model just makes sense. That's an extra 35 hours a week that a child can be receiving direct therapy. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Coaching looks great on paper, but usually it's not implemented, and if so, it's not done correctly. So McBride and Peterson in a 1997 study documented home interventions, and they found that they were coaching parents only 0.4% of the time, not 4%, 0.4. And here is just a little pie chart of what the time distribution was for that therapist in the setting. So